today's preamble. First of all, I'm freezing. Just ignore my shivering, my shivering voice for a second. Um, every week, I'm thinking of one particular person when I make these, but I'm also trying to present them in a way that everyone can do them. That's not hard or anything. So that also leaves me to sometimes feel like a broken record, like I just say the same thing every week to you guys. But thematically today, where I want you to be, this is for a friend of mine who has just taken a new job where he's looking up a lot all the time. So he has this immediate need to change all the strength in his neck for like a whole new function he never had to do before. And I thought, oh, that's great for everybody, though. It doesn't matter if you're not looking up all the time at your job. I bet you're looking down a lot more than you're supposed to be. So we'll all get some strength for the back of our neck that's functional. That will help improve the range of motion and give you more support and better posture. But we're always doing that. Really, what we need to remember about the neck is we are trying to train the neck to work in right relation with the rest of the spine. Sometimes I break your spine up into segments, but really most of the time I want you to feel your spine from your tailbone all the way up to your head so that we're taking advantage of all of the joints and all of the strength and ranges of motion that the spine can provide us. So today, as we're going through things, hopefully I will remember to talk a lot about your rib cage and your thoracic spine, that region, as well as your shoulder blades, because those are the two areas that connect to the neck and head and share muscles. So the flexibility, the mobility, and the strength of that region will affect what we can do to strengthen your neck. Nothing is ever strengthened alone in Pilates, right? It's about integrating one region into the function of this whole body here, this whole organism. All right, so we're going to start out today kneeling on your hands and knees. When I want to think of my spine as its own organism, this is a great place to work because you have freedom of motion. So let's make our warm-up about isolating parts and moving our attention to different areas and then doing a little bit of integration. Spread your fingertips apart so you have a nice wide base on your hands. And try to organize your knees under your hips and your shoulders right above the hands. I want you to create a gentle bracing with your arms and legs so you feel like you're pushing yourself away from your mat. That action will help your shoulder blades get flat against your ribs and will let you feel a little tension in the back of your body as you start to breathe. I want you to take an inhale through your nose and try to feel the breath expand the rib cage in the back and the front of your body. Exhale through your mouth, blow the air down to the floor, and engage your abdominal muscles like a sling compressing you from underneath. As you breathe in, try to feel the expansion in your back. Can you notice your ribs stretching into your skin? And then when you exhale, feel your ribs hugging together to help you blow the air back out. As you breathe in, imagine your spine was getting longer. Can you visualize the air going down to your tailbone and all the way up to the crown of your head? And then when you exhale, feel a gentle hugging of support as all the muscles pull back in towards your midline. I want you to take one more breath in, and we're going to go right into a cat stretch. When you exhale, you're going to tuck your tailbone under, start to flex the spine, and hang your head down to look at your knees. Good. Now hold this flexion. Now inhale into your back again, and you'll probably feel a little more freedom of motion back there. When you exhale, begin to stick out your tailbone, flatten your spine again. We're going to go past neutral where you started. I want you to tip your sit bones up, lift your chest and your chin, and create a gentle extension. Now stay here and breathe in again, and you're going to feel much more movement through your chest. When you exhale, start to curl again. Tuck your tail under, draw your abs up towards the ceiling, spread your shoulder blades apart, and hang your head down. Hold there, take a breath in. When you exhale, start to stick out your tailbone, elongate, coming through neutral, and lifting your chest and chin. Now, if you don't know what I mean about the neck and head following your spine when you move, watch me do a rep. So when I start to curl the spine under, as the tail tucks under, the head starts to flex as well. Like my head and tail were coming towards each other, and I get this nice even flexion through my spine. Stay there, breathe into your back. When you exhale, you're going to stick out the tailbone, and then the top of the spine responds. So elongate to neutral. Lift the chest, lift the chin. We're just going to do that one more time. When you exhale, you're going to tuck the tail under, round the spine, right? So each segment affects the movement available at the next segment. Stay there, breathe into your back, and then start to roll it back out. Sit bones nice and wide. Compress the abs to find your support. Push away from the floor to lift your chest and your chin. All right. Now back to a little stabilization. So just reset your spine so you feel straight head to tail again. And now I want you to keep your back flat like a table. We'll do another classic. Let's reach your opposite arm and leg away from each other. So start crawling swim. When you exhale, begin by connecting with your breath and then reach one leg back to hip height, opposite arm forward to shoulder height. When you inhale, you're going to lower them both back down. Let's switch on every rep. So exhale, start the breath first, then reach the arm and leg away from each other. Inhale as you lower. By breathing, you're going to get connected with your center and then feel the energy reaching away. So we can still stay strong through the core. Inhale to return. And exhale, reach out. Now start to notice like the square of your two shoulders and your two hips. Try to keep them level as you continue to alternate back and forth. And reach away. Let's do one more on each side. And then let's finish this one off. Exhale out. I'm getting too excited to move on. And lower back down. Okay, let's play with a little coordination now, where we're going to have elements of mobility and stability in the same exercise. Reset your starting position, and then I'm going to have you shift your weight onto your left knee so you can pick your right knee up into a slight hover. You're going to draw your knee forward towards your chest, and at the same time, I want you to round your spine into a cat stretch. All right, so we get that flexion, knee pulls in, abs are pulling up to the ceiling. Then when you inhale, I want you to extend your leg behind you while you straighten your spine to the neutral line. From there, you're going to bend your knee like you're going to kick yourself in the back of the head as you're extending your upper spine. Go back to the straight line, and then tuck your knee back under your chest. You're going to inhale, reach out till you're straight. Exhale, lift your chest and chin as you bend your knee, heel comes to the back of the head. Inhale, go back to that straight line, keep bracing away from the floor. Exhale, tuck your knee back under. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, bend your knee, lift your gaze. Inhale, look at the floor, get nice and straight. Tuck that knee back under one more time. Reach out to the straight line. Lift your chest and chin, bend that knee, work the hamstring there. Back out to straight leg. Tuck your knee under. Let's shift weight. I'm going to readjust my headphones. All right. Weight into your right knee and just tiny shift to pick up that left knee. Begin on an exhale breath. You're going to tuck your knee under your chest as you flex your spine. Inhale, extend the leg behind you, find that nice straight line. Now bend your knee, lift your chest and chin. We're going to look forward at the wall, then back to the floor when you're in your straight line. Exhale, tuck your knee under and flex. Inhale, reach away to a straight line. Exhale, bend your knee. Inhale, back to straight, tuck that knee under. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, lift your chest, really push with your arms to get that little bit of extension. Back to straight leg, tuck your knee last time. Reach out to straight leg, lift the chest, bend the knee, right back out to the long line, tuck your knee underneath. All right, let's get off your knees, off your wrists, just do it. Shake out. All right, down onto your side for spinal rotation. Head on your forearm, knees tucked up into tabletop position. All right, just as you're setting up, you want to try to create a 90-degree angle at your hip and your knee, and just lay with your back as straight as possible, top arm reaching forward at chest height. Let's start out with a slow rep to get a good stretch across your chest. When you breathe in, lift your top arm above your shoulder, then rotate your upper body and reach the arm towards the wall behind you. Stay here, take a breath in. When you exhale, you're going to lift your arm back up and over to close. Let's do another one like that. Inhale, top arm lifts. Now rotate back, and as you blow the air out, try to compress your abdomen like you'd wring out a wet towel. You're going to stay there for a breath in. Take your time so the inhale can expand your chest more. When you exhale, compress the abs, lift the arm, and close. I'm going to change your breathing pattern to make it move faster. Go all the way back when you inhale, like you're taking a real big opening yawn, and then exhale, compress your abs, lift your arm, and close back over. Breathe in, try to use the air to get as wide as you can, make that arm longer. and exhale, close it back down. One more time, press down into your knees to keep your legs stacked when you twist, and exhale as you close. All right, let's flip you over to the other side. All right. Okay, so just find that support for your head, top arms forward at chest height, 90, 90, straight. Slower ones first. I slow myself down. Inhale, top arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, as you rotate back, try to keep the hips still and let the twist come through the spine. Hold there, breathe in. Exhale, lift up and over to close. Good, feel that element again. Inhale, arms above the shoulder. Now let your ribs twist to bring the arms back. Keep the hips, knees, and ankles stacked. Stay there, take another big breath in, and then exhale, trace a rainbow up and over to close. All right, let's do it in the yawn. Inhale all the way back, make sure you're following the hand with your gaze, and then exhale, lift and close down. Squeeze those inner thighs right away. Anchor down your legs as you twist back, and exhale, compress and close. One more time, big inhale, reach back, and then exhale, compress your abs, close back down. Okay, I'm gonna have you sit back up, or back up, but were we ever sitting? I don't think so. You're gonna sit with your knees bent, vertical spine. Oh, so let's identify this. If I'm gonna talk to you about your neck and your head, I do have to make you aware of the other end of the spine. So if you organize your pelvis so that you're on the sit bones, and if you can, a little closer to the front of your sit bones, that's the vertical pelvis. Now, my legs are pretty long, so it ends up making me feel real tight here in the hips. If that's you too, walk your legs out a little bit. You can take your toes off the ground and have a more shallow knee bend. Now I want to stay on the sit bones and align my rib cage and my head right over the pelvis. And this is the same vertical posture I want when I'm also standing. Reach your arms forward at chest height. And now you're going to flex your spine. So stay on the sit bones. Reach forward with your arms, keeping them parallel to the ground, and curl your upper body over your legs. Now, if we've done this right, my head's roughly between my arms, and I'm looking down at the floor in between my knees or in between my shins. Try to keep your spine round like that. On your next exhale, you're going to roll back from your pelvis. So I want you to feel the pelvis. Curl off the sit bones, rolling back towards the back of your pelvis. And I only want you to go as far as you can while still keeping your spine in that rounded shape. Now, as you inhale, you're going to curl forward till you're back on your sit bones. And again, start to roll back. So as I come back, my gaze should change. Now I'm looking at the wall in front of me. And when I inhale, I'm going to dive forward, looking down towards the floor. Exhale, roll back. Tuck up your pubic bone, squeeze your glutes to curl down. Inhale, dive forward. On this exercise, as it pertains to your neck, we are still keeping your neck in line with your spine, right? That's why we're holding the flexion. But we are creating strength for muscle groups that connect the top of the shoulders to the neck. So if you can stay aware of the arms, keep them parallel to the floor in the whole range of motion, which might be another thing you need to watch me do in order to get a sense of it. So I'm gliding back and my shoulder blades are sliding down the rib cage, and it feels like I'm lifting my arms slightly to keep them in that parallel. Last one, roll down and inhale, dive forward over your knees, and then sit up straight. Okay, you did great. I know you did. Let's make it a little more complicated by rolling back and also adding rotation. It's going to be more interesting to see what we have to do with this neck. All right, arms still in the same place. You're going to start this one from vertical. It's much easier to orient the shape of your body from here. When you exhale, start to roll your pelvis back again. So we want to initiate coming off those sit bones. Now, as you're rounding your spine, you're going to rotate your upper body, reaching one arm back. As you inhale, you're going to turn to the front while you sit back up onto the sit bones. Let's try it to the other side. Start with the pelvis. Get rocking back and round your lower spine. Now the twist comes through the ribs, the neck, and the head. And then inhale, turn to the front, bring it back up. Exhale, roll back, compress your abs, twist and reach. And then inhale, turn forward, elongate up through the crown of the head. When I'm rolling back, I want the head and neck to be part of that twist. So I'm aiming to look at the backhand. Inhale, back up to the top. As you're rolling back, if you go too far, you're going to lean your head the wrong way to counterbalance. You really just want to go into it, look to what you're reaching at. Inhale, back up 3 more times, roll back and twist. Inhale, lift. Last 2. Roll back, rotate. Inhale, up, and roll back, reach. Inhale to lift. Relax your arms back down. All right, onto your belly. Legs parallel, leave just a little bit of space in between your legs. Okay. This is a perfect moment to restate the strength of your upper back, and the mobility available in the upper back and shoulders affects what we can do with the neck. So let's feel that in action. You're going to set your arms like a W with your elbows a little closer to your body and your hands just a little bit wider. And as you're laying there on your belly and continue to breathe, every time you exhale, you can still work the deep layer of your abs if you pull the belly away from the mat to help reinforce the strength of that exhale. Now, as you inhale, let's create length again. Imagine you're reaching the crown of your head away from the tip of your big toes. And then when you exhale, begin to lift your head and chest away from the mat. Apply a little pressure into your forearms while you're lifting up. And I want you to stop when you have 1 or 2 of the lowest ribs still touching the mat. I'm going to have you take several breaths in this position just to prep you. Okay, so here we're trying to learn to lift with your upper and mid back muscles. To enhance the pose you're in, press into your forearms a little bit more, pull your shoulder blades together slightly, and feel how that helps you push your chest forward and up. All right, let's come on back down out of that. And now this time I want you to see if you can create it while you're lifting. As you inhale, reach your head away from your toes. Now when you exhale, give that pressure into your forearms and start to lift your head and chest, pulling your shoulder blades back and down slightly to help you lift up. Now stay here for a breath in and let the breath expand your chest, which also makes you feel like you're going forward more. When you exhale, lower back down 1 rib at a time, sequencing them from low to high, then your neck and head. Inhale at the bottom, just take a nice big breath into your back. When you exhale, draw the abs in, start to lift your gaze, push down into your forearms, open your collarbones by pulling those shoulder blades back. Stay there, take a breath in, exhale, compress your abs, lower back down. Let's make this harder by adding our superhero. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, let's come up into the lift again. Try to put all those elements together because that's now your new starting position. All right, you're going to take 1 more breath in. Next time you exhale, lower yourself down into a hover, but we're going to lift the arms off the mat and reach them overhead. And then when you inhale, bend your elbows, push yourself back up and catch yourself on those forearms. Exhale, let's get low to the mat. So your face is not quite touching it. Try to get as low as you can without hitting the mat. And then inhale, lift your head and chest, see off the end of the mat. 3 more times. Exhale, draw the abs in, hug the ribs together, reach the arms overhead. Inhale as you lift back up, and exhale, dive down. Inhale, lift, open the chest. 1 more time. Exhale, take it low, and inhale, back up. All right, all the way down. Swimming. Turn your toes out. So our feet are about hip width apart, but laterally rotated now. That's going to help you connect more to your glutes. You're going to reach your arms overhead. Remember in the beginning of the workout, opposite arm and leg. We're still going to do that pattern. Sorry, a little foot cramp. We're still going to do that pattern, but now we're going to do it as a quicker flutter to challenge your ability to stay stable. This will also build endurance of the whole back of your body, which is what we need. All right, breathe in to prepare. As you exhale, draw the abs in first, and then you're going to lift up to your superhero, adding both of your legs coming into a slight hover. Now start to alternate arms and legs. You're going to inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm giving you the typical pattern we do to help you build bigger capacity in your breath. If that's too much, inhale. Just do it in sets of 4 and 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Now draw the navel to the spine. 2 more breaths. 2, 3, 4, 5, and slide those shoulders out of the ears. Last 10. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach everything out long. Lower everything back down. Sit back onto your heels to come into the shell stretch. Now in your shell stretch, you can go legs together or slightly open, but as you're bowing down here, so this just doesn't feel like a break, let's try to round your spine a little bit. So when you breathe in, try to breathe into your back as if the air is creating the flexed shape of your body. And then when you exhale, compress your abs, pulling them away from your thighs. And that should help give you a better stretch through your low back. Take one more breath in to stay there. When you exhale, roll up to a sitting position. Let's go back onto your back. All right. We're going to do a couple of exercises from the abdominal series. Now, these will be done with your head curled forward into flexion, unless you don't want to. If the whole reason you're doing this workout is to get out of this curved posture, try doing it with your head down and following the rest of the instructions, and I think you will still find it plenty challenging. All right. We're going to start out with the single leg stretch. When you exhale, I want you to tilt your pelvis into imprint. So we're rocking the pelvis so the low back gets just a little flatter towards the mat and the pubic bone tips up. Try to stay in that alignment and lift up one leg when you breathe in. Then when you exhale, you're going to lift up your second leg. All right, so when we're in tabletop legs, we're relying on your oblique abdominals to keep the pelvis in that slight tilt. Bring your hands to the sides of your knees. Now take an exhale, tip your chin down, curl your head and shoulders up so you're looking at your legs. We're going to try to stay in this crunch as we alternate reaching out one leg at a time. As you exhale, send that one leg out. You're going to catch the other knee with both hands. Inhale, start to switch the legs, and exhale, finish that switch. Inhale and exhale. All right, so as you're coming back and forth, try to resist any rotation or shifting from the upper body. Stay focused on sliding the ribs to the hips and reach. Reach. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Tuck both knees in. Lower your head back down. Now, double leg stretch. We're going to reach both legs in and out. Nod your chin. Curl up your head and shoulders. Make sure you still feel that connection and imprint. Start with just your legs. When you exhale, reach both legs out straight. Make sure you can keep that abdominal connection. Inhale, bend your knees. Try that just the legs again. Exhale out. On the next rep, we're also going to reach your arms overhead. Exhale, reach your legs out, and now you have the challenge of holding the weight of the arms. Inhale, circle around. So we need to use the exhale to keep lifted in that crunch. Inhale, circle around. Exhale, reach away. Circle and tuck. You've got 3 more to go. Exhale out. I'm going to put my head down just so you can see. So I still am going to try to keep imprint, but I'm going to hold the ribs down using the breath. That becomes a new focus, and tuck back in. All right, everybody head down. All right, last one we're going to do today is called scissors. Let's leave your legs in tabletop while we just reset the upper body. Or again, try it with your head down just for a different challenge. It's fine. Nod your chin. Curl up if you're going that way. And then we're all going to extend the legs straight or almost straight if you're very tight through back here. All right. When you exhale, you're going to lower one leg and draw the other leg towards you to make the scissor. When you inhale, the legs are going to pass halfway through the range of motion, and then you'll catch another leg. Inhale as they begin to switch. Exhale away. So what I'm trying to convey with my legs is that they're passing each other on a diagonal instead of directly up at the ceiling where we started. So I'm going there and switching. And exhale. Let's do 4. Gentle stretch by drawing your leg closer to your head. Keep working to keep the upper body lift. Last one. Both legs up. Drop your head. Tuck your knees into your chest. Feet down. Pants pulled up. Let's do a shoulder bridge next. All right. Arms are by your sides. We want to leave a little space in between your knees. Keep your feet close to you, like 6 to 8 inches away from your tush. Is tush okay? Yeah, tush is tush. Okay. All right. We're going to bridge. When you exhale, lift your hips up and create a straight line through your ribs, pelvis, and out to the knees. Stay there to breathe in, and then come back down on your exhale. Let's do just that 2 more times. As you're lifting up, try to press up from your glutes and the top of the hamstrings, that like upper part of the back of the thigh. Inhale there, and exhale to return. One more time. If this is where you lift from, when you come up, it'll feel like you're reaching your knees away from your shoulders, and at the top, you'll feel a little stretch in the front of your hips, and then lower back down. All right, so that's the bridge itself. We're going to make this more challenging, taking you up onto one leg to do the full intermediate choreography. When you exhale, lift your hips up, make that bridge. Now, you're going to put all your weight into your right foot and give a little pressure down into your big toe and your heel, and then you're going to lift your other leg up to tabletop and extend it up to the ceiling. When you exhale, flex your foot and lower your leg down to the height of the other thigh, then point your toes and lift back up to the ceiling. Exhale, flex and drag the leg down, point your toes and lift up. One more time, flex, drag it down, point and lift it up, then bend your knee and roll through the foot toe to heel. Now lower your hips back down. Exhale, lift your hips up, set your bridge. Make sure that pubic bone's still tipped up. Inhale, roll the foot off the mat, go to tabletop, and extend it up. Now flex your foot, drag your leg down. Point your toes, lift up to the ceiling. Push away your heel as you lower. Point and lift up. One more time, flex and drop. Point and lift. Bend your knee. Roll through your foot. Drop your hips. Am I going like wicked slow? I feel like this is slower than I usually do. We'll pick up the pace a little. Exhale, press it up to bridge. All right, now inhale, roll through the foot. Make sure those hips stay level. Reach up to the ceiling. Now flex your foot. Drag that leg down, pushing away. Point your toes and lift. Exhale, reach away. Inhale up. One more time. Can you hear that alarm going off? Bend your knee. Roll through your foot. Drop your hips. Last one, like that. Exhale, hips up to bridge. At least I left you at the bottom, not the top. Inhale, tabletop. Extend your leg up. Good, now flex your foot. Make that leg long. Try to touch your wall. Really work for it. Point your toes, lift up. Exhale, flex, drag it down. Point and lift. One more time, flex, drag it down. Point and lift. Let's bend your knee. Bring your foot down, but don't drop yet. When you come out of this last one, roll. One rib at a time. Then your low back, and then your hips. Unravel back to neutral. All right, let's sit up. We're going to finish up with push-ups. I'm going to fix my headphones again. Okay. You're going to stand up at one end of your mat. We're going to roll down, walk out into a plank, do 4 push-ups with pulses. Drop your chin, start to curl forward towards the floor. Let your knees bend on the way down. Then what happens? Then you're going to walk your hands out to a plank. Now, you can set up to do a push-up in a full plank, or you can go down to your knees if you prefer. Let's bend your elbows for 3, 2, 1, then exhale to push back up. And again, drop deeper, 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 and exhale to lift twice more. Down, 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 exhale up. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3. I'm like losing my headphones. Pike your hips up, walk your hands in, bend your knees, try to get your weight onto your feet. I'm laughing at myself because I was trying to figure out how to like lift one of my hands to fix my headphones. And then laughing, imagining if I really had done that. Okay. Before you go again, just swing your arms a few times just to really loosen them up. Like little limp noodles. Okay. One more to go. Drop your chin. Roll down to the floor. Soften those knees. Get into your little crouch. Walk your hands out again. Okay. Pose out your form. Try to make a straight line to form your plank. Let's go down again for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Compress those abs to get strength on the way up. That's your integration. 2, 3. Once the core kicks in, now we've got that nice strong plank to push. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Lift. Last time. Drop. 2, 3. Exhale up. Walk it back in. Okay, they hung on. Roll back up. Swing them again. All right, so you're done with push-ups. I'm going to make you get to that plank one more time. We're just going to mobilize your ankles, do a couple pikes. I promise you're done. All right, drop your chin, because that alarm meant I had to stop. Walk your hands out. All right, now if you've been on a knee down, come up to a full plank, even if it's slightly piked. And I want you to shift your weight forward and backwards to move at your ankle joint. And if you're used to this one, how about making it like a horseshoe, where you're swooping left to right as you go back and forth. I'm just going to show piked up hips so I can be here. And that takes a little load out of my back, out of my shoulders. Last one each way. And then just drop down to your knees. Okay, do a shift back. Don't sit all the way into a shell. Like keep your tush kind of up. Why do I keep saying that today? Up and back, and then shift forward. And just do it again, up and back. More importantly, why do I keep asking you questions? You can't talk back. All right, back here. Last plank. Plank to pike. All right, now press with the heels of your hands. Pike your hips up. Shift your weight back towards your feet. And lower it down. Now, the reason I wanted to do this today, where does your neck belong right now? As you're shifting your weight back, we're moving towards ears between the arms. But if you're not real flexible in your shoulders, we shouldn't make it there. So if you focus on your heels of your hands and your sit bones pushing away from each other, you'll find your correct angle. 2 more times. Sit bones to ceiling, heels of the hands dig a hole into the mat, and drop. Last one. Pike up, and then back down. Knees down. Off your wrist again. High five. You're done. I gotta go. Church bells are ringing. I have a client right now. Bye.